What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Unplugged and Uncut, the news source for sports news and entertainment. You were live with your boy Unique, and today we're going to get into the San Antonio Spurs, Dominick Barlow, and why he might be better than you think. That is right. Before I get started, though, if you haven't taken the time to hit that subscribe button, make sure you do. I am giving a PlayStation 5 away, disc edition with the game of your choice once we hit 100,000 subscribers, not to mention all the Spurs swag and games in between. But without further ado, let's get into Dominick Barlow of the San Antonio Spurs and why he might be better than you think. Now, Dominick Barlow, in one of my videos previously, I rated him at a 76 right now, and then one of our viewers suggested he was closer to a 72. So if you have him rated somewhere in between there, I am right with you, a 76 to a 72. I got him on the higher side, and I will admit that's because I was a little happy the Spurs had a big guy adding to the roster. So I gave him bonus points for being tall. But really, one of the main reasons I'm suggesting we take his two-way contract and turn that into a 4-year rookie deal at $1.2 million, with 2 of those years being team options. Not just to get access to that two-way contract back, but I think he is good enough for that contract. So Dominick Barlow is 19 years old. He stands at 6'10". He has a real solid NBA frame. He runs the floor like a deer, Giannis-like. Not saying he's Giannis, guys, but he runs the floor like a deer. He's an explosive athlete. He will dunk on someone. And at 19, he's already pretty solid as a pick and roll threat, which is basically the NBA's bread and butter. This kid has a real good looking shot. It's not the best looking shot, but for a big, I'm going to say the shooting form is something that you can work with, especially if you had Chip. Whole nother story. But yes, the kid has a decent looking shot, and it's something you can work with. Also, he has the ability to drive. He has a few nice moves inside the paint. He did showcase a really nice spin move during Summer League. And he has good touch around the rim, able to shoot from different and various locations and spots around the basket. A little Tim Duncan-esque right there, needless to say. Not Tim Duncan, just saying has that type of feel around the basket where he's able to get his shot off. This kid also plays with a really high motor. Now, I don't want to just give him all praises. We want to keep it in reality. That high motor comes with some deficiencies, guys. And not deficiencies, but some things to improve on. So, when closing out, you might notice that he's going to run into a few players in these highlights I'm going to show you. When closing out, he does have a tendency to foul right there. You might see this kid foul out in 15 minutes of action. Nah, I am just playing, but he's playing with such a high motor, and he does commit quite a few fouls. So that's something you got to work on. Most of the items that I think he needs to work on really are around the defensive side. So his positioning on wings is not the best. He's going to get blown by quite a few times. Now, he is a really good shot blocker. He has good timing on jumping to block shots. He just doesn't have really good positioning as a wing defender because he's a big. But that's something you can work on and get better at. And hopefully you're not putting him in too many positions where he has to be a wing defender. But right now, it's just horrible positioning, especially when closing out on the three-point corner shots or closing out on shooters, period. So these are things you can coach up, though. On offense, he does have, from what I noticed, every now and then a tendency to look timid, or maybe he's thinking too much when trying to catch or handle the basketball with it in his hands, leading to a few turnovers here and there. So I'm not sure if he's either a little timid, nervous, playing against better competition and trying to make sure you're impressing everybody, or if he's thinking too much. So he's thinking about what he's going to do before he got the ball in his hands or while he's dribbling it, instead of making sure you got control over the basketball and you're taking care of the basketball. So it could be one of those two things, but I did notice that with the turnovers, his hands, he can catch the ball really well, but every now and then he would look a little timid or maybe thinking and would clumsily lose the basketball. And that was more in Summer League. So the highlights, guys, that you see here, this is from the NBA Combine. And this is when I was big on Dominick Barlow and his potential. I did not know the Spurs would pick him up at this time, but I was like, hey, this kid is playing really well and is standing out, especially at 6'10" with a solid frame. I mean, he was doing everything from getting buckets to making 15 fouls. It wasn't 15 fouls, guys, but he was doing everything. Either he was getting the bucket or he was helping the other team get the bucket. My bad, I had to throw that in there because he might foul out. But with the proper coaching and a really good solid system, maybe one of those years in Austin, I do believe. However, I just see this kid's talent level. If you look at him as a prospect and you're looking at his upside, this guy has a lot of upside. If you're just looking at him as a talent level and the upside, it is definitely there. And I like this risk for the Spurs. This is a super high upside, low risk type move. And even if he only turned into a solid bench player, this is a win for the Spurs, I believe, on an undrafted player. Dominick Barlow might be better than you think. I'm going to stick with my 76 guys that I rated him as. If you say 72, I'm with you. If he was in NBA 2K, I think he'd come out the gates with like a 73 or 74. This isn't 2K, this is real life. I like his potential and his upside, so I'm giving him a few points there. And I'm giving him a few points on being 6'10" with a really solid frame. That is really important. That really solid frame. This kid has the potential to have a long, solid career, either as a good backup or a solid starter. He even has some star-like qualities. Those are shooting to the moon type expectations, which we don't want to set for him. But this kid has a lot of potential. I really like this pickup for the Spurs. And these are the type of moves that you make as a team looking for talent on the outside. Also, watch out for the G League Ignite players. They're going to get a lot more recognition with Jaden Hardy being a monster out there in Dallas, and even Dominick Barlow getting some shine with the Spurs. That's going to help that league and the legitimacy of the players being scouted out there. There's a whole lot of talent in the Ignite League. So that's a fun league to follow as well, guys. If you haven't checked them out, make sure you check out the Ignite League when you have time. They have some really talented young prospects, 16 to 19 years old. Excellent watch. But that's all we got for Dominick Barlow and the San Antonio Spurs, and why I think he might be better than you think. Let me know how y'all feel about Dominick Barlow in the comment section. But that's all we got for now, and your boy is out. Peace.